going on, guys? I'm Clayton, or Magnus. Welcome or welcome back. Today we're going on a field trip. I live in Missouri and we don't have too much to offer here in Missouri, but we do have some really pretty spots. One of the places that I really like to go to, and we're going to today, is Elephant Rock State Park. My wife and I have been to this state park multiple times, but this is the first time with a new perspective. The perspective of being an RC rock crawler enthusiast, or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, the best way to describe it, the park is like 133 acres, and I would say the majority of the acreage is just this massive slab of granite, bedrock, or rock, whatever you want to call it. And then just the surrounding areas, all the paths and everything is just filled with these massive rocks. The park rangers are pretty cool at Elephant Rock. I know they work with some of the bigger Facebook groups to host like some of the RC crawling events and stuff. I'm just going to be bringing a couple of my 24 scale rigs. I'm going to be bringing my comp rig, and then I have another hard body or no body episode to film, so I'm going to get some clips there while we're out. Let's go ahead and get everything loaded up, take the 1.5 hour, 2 hour drive, and I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, made it back. It was a very hot day, but it was very fun. We were there for probably about 5 hours, and then obviously the 1.5 hour drive back. So a bit of a long day. Did you guys like this style of video where I go out and try to find some new rocks, some cool places to crawl? If you guys do, please feel free to leave me a comment. It'll motivate me to go find some new places in the area. With that being said, guys, while I was driving home, I was really thinking about how poor the performance on this comp rig actually is. So I think I'm going to make a couple adjustments. First one being, I'm going to trade out these stock axles for some Mias isokinetic axles. I've got some aluminum ones that I can throw on. It'll help, with the weight being down low, with it being a hard body, and then obviously, your turning radius here. Second change I want to make is definitely the tires. Whenever I had first set up this comp rig, I had thrown these tires on. I guess they were just fresh in my mind. I had ordered a set of these tires, and I was really happy with, like the stiffness of it. They're not too crazy stiff, but I thought they were just right without having to run any inserts. I threw it on some lines, and I was like, oh my God, these actually work pretty well. But after doing some more testing with one of my buddies, I do think it's time to let these tires go. I don't know what tires I'm going to use just yet. I would like to stay away from some comp pins, and then obviously anything under 57 millimeter to make sure that this rig stays within the rule set of the hard body class. If you guys have any recommendations on tires to try, please let me know. I'm open to anything. I'm always down to do some more testing on stuff, especially tires. Love my wheels and tires, and I do think that making the adjustment with the tires will probably help the performance the most. The axles will be nice, but I do think that the tires will make a much bigger difference in terms of performance. The rig did suffer a couple of casualties out on the rocks. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the second to last clip, it looked like I was dragging something there. I ended up pulling it up and realized that it was actually one of my links. I had thought it was a stick at first. And then whenever I was looking at it closer, I had figured that it would be the side here that mounts to the actual chassis itself. Those little nuts are notorious for coming off, thread locker or not. I always have them pop off, so I figured that was it. But weirdly enough, it was actually on the forward-facing side here on the servo mount. That little nut right there was the one that popped off. So I got that all fixed up, put it together, ran a couple different lines. And then the next one that I actually wanted to record, I was driving in that little valley, the last clip of the day. I was driving in that little valley, and I thought it would be really cool to, scrape up my body and force its way through. And then obviously it put it in too much of a bind. I heard a pop, and then it was just spinning. Or, I heard the motor spinning, but the tires weren't moving, and I was like, oh my God, I think it finally happened. I think I finally snapped, one of the axle shafts, because the front tires were still spinning. I flip it over and realize that it was just the drive shaft. It's the first time I had this happen, because usually I'm pretty careful whenever, my rig's under a lot of load. I try to watch out and not push it too hard to where it doesn't break anything, but I think it was just too hot. Didn't really care, just wanted to get the clip. But yeah, you can see that little ball that's on like the transmission side, the little ball that comes in here just popped right out. After I saw that, I was like, you know what, it's been a long day, it's too hot, let's just get out of here and let's head back home. But yeah guys, I'll definitely make the changes that I need to make to this rig to make it perform better. In the meantime, I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys would like to see more scx24 content, please feel free to like and subscribe this video, share it with your friends. I'm going to try to post a video every single Saturday. And until next Saturday, gentlemen, see ya.